guys, so today I have this look inspired by Simone Biles at the Olympics. So last week when the games first started and she won her first gold medal for her floor routine, I saw her wearing this rainbow glitter look on her lower lash line, which I thought was really unique. So without further ado, let's get started. So to start off, I'm just priming my skin with my NYX Photo Loving Primer, and I'm just applying this all over the face to the areas where I have more visible pores and where I have some blemishes. And this is just going to smooth everything out, and I'm just going to let that sink into the skin for a couple of minutes before going in with my foundation, which is the Loreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. And I'm just applying it with a flat synthetic brush, and then I'm going to be blending it out with my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. Next, I'm going to be doing a little bit of color correcting with this Maybelline lipstick, and I'm just taking the orange coral tones of this lipstick to cancel out the dark bluish tones of my under eye circles. And then I'm going to be going in with the NYX color correcting palette, and I'm just taking this pink shade from the palette and I'm using it to add a brightening effect and further conceal any darkness. And I'm just applying this underneath my eyes as well as my forehead and down the bridge of my nose using a Sigma 3D HD precision brush, and then I'm just blending it out using my beauty sponge. Then to neutralize the pink a little bit, I'm just applying my regular concealer, which is the Maybelline Master Conceal Concealer, and I'm just applying that again underneath my eyes. Then going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, I'm just taking the darkest shade and applying this to the outer perimeters of my face as well as my cheekbones, and I'm just going to blend that out using a Morphe E7 brush. And just a tip when using this palette is to add a drop of any sort of beauty oil you might have, or if you don't have any, then even just a drop of olive oil to whatever color you want to use, just to make it a little bit more fluid, because the formula on this is much more stiff. So just to make things a little bit more fluid and more blendable, just add a drop of olive oil or whatever beauty oil that you have. And now using that same color, I'm just applying that with an angled brush down the sides of my nose just to get my nose contour. And then I'm just going to blend that out with the fluffy side of the brush. Then I'm just going back to my concealer brush without applying any additional product, and I'm just cleaning up the sides of that contour. Then going back to the Anastasia Cream Contour Kit, I'm just taking this light cream colored shade and I'm just applying that underneath the cheek contour just to clean it up a little bit, as well as the center of the forehead and down the bridge of the nose. And now that we've applied all our cream and liquid products, I'm just setting everything in place with my Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. And once that's dry, I'm just going to go in with my NYC Translucent Powder and just apply that all over my face. Then taking my COVERGIRL Translucent Powder, I'm just going to bake underneath the eyes as well as underneath my cheek contour, which is just going to help brighten and sharpen everything up. Then to clean up the nose contour, I'm just taking my Morphe M146 brush and a little bit of that COVERGIRL Translucent Powder and just stamping that on the sides of my nose. Then after letting the powder sit on my face for about 10 minutes or so, I'm just dusting it off using a powder brush. Then I'm going to be setting all my brow hairs in place using my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper, and I always like to save this step for last because my face powders tend to get all over the place, so by adding this step last, it just helps comb out all the excess powders. Now to do a little bit of powder contouring, I'm taking the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contour Palette and taking the lighter banana shade. I'm just dusting this underneath my eyes and on my forehead. Then taking the darker shade, I'm just bronzing up my face using this angled Wet n Wild brush. Then just using an eyeshadow blending brush, I'm just applying my nose contour again and then cleaning it up using whatever's left over on my Morphe M146 brush. Then for blush, you're going to see in a second, I'm just taking the blush color from the Maybelline contour palette, and I'm just going to use that as my blush color. Now moving on to the eyes, I'm just priming my lids with my Tarte CC Eye Primer, and I'm just spreading that with my Sigma 3D HD Precision Brush. Then for eyeshadow on the upper lids, Simone didn't really have anything going on, so I'm just going to keep it pretty neutral, but to stick with the whole Olympic gold theme, I'm going to be taking the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette, and taking this gold shade, I'm just going to be packing this all over the lid. Next, I'm taking this light orange color, and I'm just lightly dusting that into the crease. Next, I'm just taking whatever translucent powder was left over on my Morphe M146 brush, and I'm just stamping this along the side of my eye just to clean everything up and give it a sharp wing effect. Then taking the white shade from the palette, I'm just cleaning up underneath my brow bone and highlighting it. Then lastly, I'm just taking this cool tone brown shade and I'm just going back and forth, blending that into the crease. Now I'm just going in with this silver eyeshadow by Sephora, and before going in I just wet the shadow a little bit with my setting spray, and then I took my brush and started applying that to the inner corners of my eye. And now I'm just tightlining and lining my waterline using this L'Oreal silkissime black eyeliner. Then taking the color Fudge by Anastasia Beverly Hills, I'm just smudging this along my lash line. And then taking the color Noir, also by Anastasia Beverly Hills, I'm just taking this on an angled brush and applying it pretty close to the lash line, and then as I get to the end, I'm just going to wing it out for a more smudged winged liner effect. Then I'm just darkening up the wing with my NYC liquid liner. Now for the lower lash line, I'm taking these 4 shades from the Urban Decay Moondust palette, and starting with the green color, I'm just placing this right next to where I applied the silver, and then after the green, next to that I'm going to be applying blue, then purple, and then finishing it off with the red color to give it that rainbow effect. And with these eyeshadows, again, like I did with the silver, I just wet the shadows before applying them, and the reason for doing this is because it just makes the color go on much more metallic and pigmented versus if you were to just apply it dry. And now for glitter, using my Too Faced glitter glue, I'm just going to be applying this to the silver, blue, and red eyeshadows. So basically our American flag colors. And then on top of that, I'm just going to apply red glitter, blue glitter, and silver glitter. And the ones that I'm using are all by Hard Candy. And now for our last step, which is lips, I'm going to start out with my Huda Beauty lip contour pencil in the shade Trendsetter, and I'm just applying this all over my lips, and then I'm going to go on top of that with my Vivid Matte Lip Color by Maybelline in the shade Nude Thrill. And that is the final step to complete this whole look. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye guys.